Shinobu. Imagine a friend from another country tells you, "I'm going to Japan, but I only have time for 5 places." What do you tell them?
That is a very hard question. Japan has so many treasures. Choosing only 5 is almost painful.
That's exactly why we made today's episode. Our top 5 places every visitor should see, with the amazing history behind each one. Let's count them down.
Welcome to Japan with Ninjas, the podcast where we explore Japanese culture in slow, easy English.
I'm Hikari. Today we are travel guides, and I am so excited. Pack your bags, everyone.
And I'm Shinobu. Today's episode is a countdown. 5 places foreign visitors love most in Japan. And for each one, we will tell you the history and the reason to go.
So this is not just go here, it's pretty. This is go here, and here is the incredible story behind it.
Exactly. A place feels 10 times deeper when you know its story. So, shall we start the countdown?
Let's do it. Starting with number 5.
Number 5, Nara.
Nara. To understand Nara, go back about 1,300 years. Before Kyoto, before Tokyo, Nara was the first permanent capital of Japan.
1,300 years ago? So Nara is where Japan as we know it really began?
In many ways, yes. And there you will find torii, a giant wooden temple. Inside sits the Great Buddha, a bronze statue about 15 meters tall, made in the year 752.
But let's be honest, Shinobu. Everyone also goes to Nara for the deer.
True. More than 1,000 wild deer walk freely in Nara Park. And here is the history. For centuries, people believed the deer were messengers of the gods, so they were protected.
And the deer learned something clever. If they bow to you, tourists give them a cracker. So the deer actually bow. It's the politest place on earth.
A deer that bows for food. Only in Japan. The reason to visit Nara: you stand in Japan's oldest capital, meet a giant Buddha, and get bowed to by a deer, all in one afternoon.
Number 4, Hiroshima and the island of Miyajima.
Hiroshima. Everyone knows its painful history. In 1945, an atomic bomb destroyed almost the entire city. Today, the Peace Memorial Park stands there.
It's a heavy place to visit, but an important one, right?
Very important. There is one building, the A-bomb dome, left standing in ruins on purpose. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, kept as a quiet message: never again.
And yet, Hiroshima today is a bright, lively city, isn't it? That contrast is powerful.
That is the real lesson of Hiroshima. How a city can suffer the worst and choose peace and rebirth. Visitors often say they leave changed.
And just a short trip away is Miyajima Island, with that famous gate.
Yes, the Great Red Torii Gate of Itsukushima Shrine. At high tide, it seems to float on the sea. It is over 1,000 years old in tradition, and one of Japan's most beautiful views.
So, Hiroshima gives you both a deep lesson about peace and a floating gate that looks like a dream. What a combination.
Number 3, Mount Fuji and Hakone.
Mount Fuji, the symbol of Japan. 3,700 meters tall, perfectly shaped. And this surprises people. It is a volcano.
A volcano? Is it dangerous?
It is sleeping. Its last eruption was over 300 years ago. For centuries, Fuji was seen as a sacred mountain, home to a goddess, and people climbed it as a religious journey.
Can visitors still climb it today?
Yes, in summer, thousands do. But for most visitors, the best plan is to see Fuji from a distance, and that is where Hakone comes in.
Hakone, the hot spring town, right? Soak in an outdoor onsen, look up, and there is Mount Fuji.
Exactly that picture. Warm water, cool mountain air, and Fuji in the distance. Add a boat on the lake and a ropeway over steaming valleys, Hakone is the perfect Fuji experience.
So, number 3 is nature and peace, the mountain that Japan has loved for 1,000 years.
Number 2, the capital itself, Tokyo.
Tokyo. Here is a fact that surprises people. 400 years ago, Tokyo was a small fishing village called Edo. Then the samurai rulers made it their base, and it exploded into one of the biggest cities in the world.
A fishing village to the world's biggest city? What should visitors actually see there?
Tokyo's magic is the mix of old and new. In Asakusa, you visit Sensoji, Tokyo's oldest temple from the year 645. Then, a short train ride later, you are in Shibuya, crossing the busiest street crossing on Earth.
The Shibuya Scramble. Hundreds of people crossing from every direction at once, and somehow nobody bumps into anybody.
That quiet order in the middle of chaos, that is very Japanese. And Tokyo has it all. Ancient temples, tall towers, anime shops in Akihabara, and some of the best food in the world.
So, if you only had one day in Japan, Tokyo alone could keep you happy?
Easily. That is why it is number 2. But there is one place we put even higher.
And number 1 is Kyoto.
Kyoto. For more than 1,000 years, from the years 794 all the way to 1868, Kyoto was the capital of Japan and the home of the emperor.
1,000 years as the capital? So Kyoto is like the heart of old Japan.
It truly is. And because Kyoto was spared from bombing in the war, its old treasures survived. It has around 2,000 temples and shrines.
2,000, including the golden one, right? The temple covered in real gold?
Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion, a temple shining gold beside a quiet pond. And there is Fushimi Inari, with thousands of red torii gates climbing up a mountain like a tunnel.
I've seen photos of those gates. You walk through hundreds and hundreds of them. It feels like walking into another world.
And in the Gion district, if you are lucky, you may see a geiko, what many call a geisha, walking to work in the evening, living history right in front of you.
Golden temples, endless red gates, geisha in the streets. Kyoto really is number 1. It's Japan's soul.
That is the perfect word. If you visit only one place in Japan, make it Kyoto. You do not just see history there, you walk inside it.
Okay, let's count down our top 5 one more time. Number 5, Nara, Japan's first capital, giant Buddha, and bowing deer.
Number 4, Hiroshima, a powerful lesson in peace, and Miyajima's floating red gate.
Number 3. Mount Fuji and Hakone, Japan's sacred mountain seen from a warm, hot spring.
Number 2. Tokyo, a fishing village that became the world's greatest mix of old and new.
And number 1. Kyoto, 1,000 years of history, golden temples, and endless red gates.
Of course, Japan has hundreds more places we love. Osaka, Hokkaido, Okinawa. 5 is never enough, but these 5 are a perfect first journey.
If you enjoyed today's trip, please subscribe and give us a like. It helps more future travelers and English learners find us. And here is today's question. Which of these 5 would you visit first? Or is there another place in Japan you dream of? Tell us in the comments.
Next time, another journey into the heart of Japan. Until then, start dreaming about your trip.
See you next time on Japan with Ninjas. Matane!